And welcome to the stream. My name is Van Pebble, and it's great to be here. I look fantastic, and so do you. I look so good. I have like right back to the little to the small webcam. That's how good that's how confident I am in my looks. I'm like, just give me a little flash, okay? Let's not show the teeth part, okay? Let's not show the glasses because you can't see. He's bald. Wait. Oh. His teeth are missing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for joining us. And you're just going to see this the whole time. No, you're not. We're here to play poker. Today's stream is brought to you by no one. We're not sponsored by anyone. We're not sponsored. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not sponsored yet. I think one day we will be. It doesn't matter anyway. You don't have to be sponsored. And actually, there's always a way to figure out some way to be relevant in your own mind. To me, it's like, I don't get paid to do this, right? To stream. But I still do it like I get paid. Why? Because I'm able to find different reasons all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with introducing the game and the streamer. My name is Van Pebble. I'm not sure if I said that, actually. I might have. I'm Van Pebble. I'm a streamer. We stream about 4 days a week. We're going to this week. Sometimes we just do it 2 times. No one notices if you miss it, you know? That's what's nice about not having like a schedule or making this like having to answer to Twitch or anybody really, where it's like, you didn't stream today. Like, I don't need that in my life. I'm looking more for the more freedom approach of life, which is like, I already figured out a few things about life for me. But before we get into all the, I've figured this out, and I did this, and what I did for my day, and who I talked to, and all that kind of stuff. Today's game is HD Poker. This is a poker game. It's Texas Hold'em. I don't know if people know about Texas Hold'em. You should by now. It's been a while. This game's been pretty popular for a long time. And this is not a gambling site. This is not gambling, although from what I understand, you can gamble on Twitch. Although I can't, because I live in Seattle. Yeah. So Texas Hold'em, if anybody knows, it's basic poker. You get dealt 2 cards face up. Or sorry, face down rather. And then you're the only person that can see those cards, and then the dealer deals 3 cards, and there's betting that goes on in between. I'm never exactly sure about the betting process. It's always a little confusing to me. It's the one thing that if I go to a casino, I always feel like I'm gonna like be a little bit like. It's something that I want to go to a casino for that reason, because I want to see what it's like to actually go through a round of betting. Because it seems like, how many times do you bet? It feels like a couple times. But the dealer deals like 3 cards face up. And then betting happens. Actually, betting happens even before then. It's it's a mess already. We're trying to explain this thing. All right, I think I can explain it. So the dealer gives you 2 cards. Okay, here's the thing. No, you know what we'll do? I'm just gonna play the game right now, and then I will get, once we eventually we're gonna win or lose, and we'll have time to get into another poker game. And what we'll do is we'll go to Google and we'll actually show you the rules of the game. Instead of me trying to do it. It is fun to try to do it, but not while I'm playing. And most people know how to play poker. The thing that I can explain the one part of it really easily, which is you get 2 cards face down dealt to you. But it looks like it's face up because we can see our cards. But notice everybody else has 2 cards face down, and then there's betting that happens, and it looks like it's 1 round of betting. But if somebody bets a little bit more, then it sort of changes complexity of the betting. Somebody raises. Nobody raised, so I'm just checking. So now 3 cards are dealt face up that everybody can see, and then that's called the flop. And then another card comes down since everybody checked it. Round of betting, and that was the turn, and this is the river. Flop, turn, river. I have a pair of 10s, and I won that hand. On the left-hand table, so also let's continue here. And then we can talk shop. We have 2 games going on at the same time. I'm sorry it took me this long to get there. 850K on the left table here. And on the right-hand table, $200 million table. That's a lot of money. It's not real money, but it still is a lot of money. It took me a long time to compile this money. And I'm very bummed when I lose and very excited when I win. So it's really the same thing as gambling, except it's not really gambling. But I would say this is gambling, though. Like, I would never recommend a kid watch this, because it's basically gambling behavior. I'm no better than your classic kick streamer from Steak. You know, it's like... And I would love to gamble online. Dude, believe me, like doing something like having some action online, like this is crazy to say, but I actually thought about if I was not as, like, obviously I'm not like a model or anything. I like what I look like, but I know what I look like too. And I would totally, the point of saying that is not to put myself down. It's to say this. I would do OnlyFans if I could get like, because imagine if you could, and I'm talking about like with a woman, right? Or just randos. But there's a few things that makes me not want to have random sex with anyone for any reason at any time under any situation. And it's herpes. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta be honest, guys. This is where I get honest here. I don't know why I always do that. I gotta be honest with you. Of course I gotta be honest with them. Look, herpes is the one thing that it's just such a, obviously it's a turnoff because it looks horrible, but I can't imagine having something to have to think about all the time like herpes. And I am a nervous guy. I get nervous sometimes. Even like as I'm a security guard, right? I am. So I work a security guard job on the weekends. And before I go to work every day, I feel nervous. I have adrenaline, and I'm like, all right, fuck, what's it going to be today? And I have, in the past, I have not had a lot of, like, success with work. Like, I would work, like, shit jobs for a while, but I never had, like, a great job. And I could do it for a couple years, and I'd have to quit. I didn't get fired hardly ever. The only times I would get fired were, like, when it was just a stupid job I shouldn't have been in anyway. And the people just didn't like me, and they just wanted to get rid of me. I mean, it's basically like that. Or I had something on the boss or something, and they... Like, one time, there was one job I had where there was a boss that was doing cocaine, and I think he knew that I knew, and it seemed like it was just a matter of time before he got me fired. And that guy's name, I can't give his name away, but his name was Chris. I could say that. And, like, dealing with a cokehead is just nothing worse than that. And this was at a Jewish retirement center, too. In Seattle. I won't say where, but there was a Jewish retirement center in Seattle, and the guy was doing coke. It was pretty noticeable to a lot of us, but he was like a good-looking guy, and he was able to sort of mask it somehow, but everybody knew he was on blow. And it was it's kind of scary being around somebody that's that amped all the time. And it's a weird drug. Like, how can you be... For me, look, I have trouble with a cocaine type of thing. I've done it before. It never really did much for me because my personality, I'm very laid back. I'm not a laid back person, actually, but I'm slow. Really, it's not that I'm laid back. It's really that I'm slow, kind of. Like, I'm more of a slow guy. I'm pretty good. I'm quick. I can think fast. I come up with a joke real fast for you. Come up with a joke. But okay, we have to bet here. We always come back to the game, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Always. Darn it. We always come back to the game. No matter what's going on. The game is the most important thing. And that also works good if you don't know what you're saying. Sometimes I'll talk and I'll forget what I'm saying. I can always just go back to the game. It's so easy. But I didn't forget what I was saying. This guy's betting a little too big for me to have kings to win this. I just don't think I could beat him with the kings. And that was my fault. I kind of stepped into it, that one. I feel like he also might have had more than... He might have had like 2 pair there. I think he had me dead to rights. Yeah, it's great to be here, man. We're streaming a little early today. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just decided to just start streaming. I'm getting back. Oh, there's the king again. That hurts you. We had 3 kings. But I would say, like, I'm not slow. It takes me a while to, like, get my engine revving. But I'm also, like, I don't know. I don't think I'm slow. I mean, I'm definitely slow. When I went to school and I was a kid, my parents thought there was something wrong. Like they had me. I remember at one particular point I was dragged out of class. Not dragged out. I wasn't a psychopath or anything. But I was just quiet, and they were like, okay. They had me tested and stuff, and they thought I was like maybe have to go to like the retard classes, you know. And when I say retard, what I mean is special. I shouldn't say retard, but I feel like we're in a time where you can say it, not get, you know, canceled or whatever. And I don't think I could ever get canceled just because I'm such a I'm not like a big streamer, but anybody can be canceled. So you got to be careful what you say. And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings anyway. I'm very sensitive actually to people having mental disabilities. Believe it or not. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. I mean, I definitely think that everybody has a little touch of the spectrum somewhere, you know? Some people are able to kind of be above it a little bit, where they don't really have... But I definitely have the anxiety portion of it. I mean, I definitely... that's what we were talking about earlier when we started talking. I go to work every day and I feel like a little anxious, and it's hard not to feel that. It goes away as we do the job. Look at that. The guy had it straight right there. We're struggling on the left table right now. And on the right table, do we play a queen 8? Gosh. I wanted to. And the left table, the table that we're struggling, let's see what happens here. I'm not going to force the issue here. I have a king and a jack. This guy bets 30K. It's just unfortunate because we actually have what could be considered a hand here, but that 5 on the board is a little too risky, and there's just nothing good going on for me there. So we had to fold. But I've learned to like slow down. I mean, I think the slow thing is good for me. Because I noticed that if I tried to be like too part of the action with everybody, people can fool me and trick me. They could go, look over there, and I look, and then you know what I mean? Like as a security guard, that's not good. You have to be very focused, and I have good focus. And I think what happens to someone like myself is you learn to just be a very focused, use that slow down thing to super focus. But some people think that you're retarded. As a result, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, when I was in school, at one point they dragged me to the office. I should stop saying dragged, actually, because there was no dragging. Maybe I was, you know what it was? I was probably dragging my ass to get there. I don't think so, though. I wasn't like it wasn't like that. It wasn't like it was like, can you go to the office? And I was like, okay. You know, it wasn't like that. Just, people could just tell, like, it was subtle, actually. Because my father was a teacher, and I think my parents were like, This kid ain't it. This kid's stupid as fuck. What the fuck? I know my parents think I was dumb for sure. That doesn't help you when you think that. I've said this many times. I feel like I was born with bad self-esteem. I mean, it's like a blues song almost. And I've learned I'm a good guy and all that, and I am smart, and I do think as a human being, or as this organism, you're designed to overcome whatever your things are, you know? So, like, no matter whatever I lack in speed or, you know, normal intelligence, I make up for in my ability to adapt as a human, I think so. We're doing great, and, you know, no one seems to be like, that guy's retarded, but, like, I just know, like, so when we went to the office, they did a bunch of tests. They were just like, there's something wrong with this kid, maybe. I don't know. And then, oh, look at that. We have a flush. Always back to the game is Van Pebble. All in. This is our big win here. We would have lost. We had a full house. Full house does beat a flush. That's a bummer. That game was just not going well for us. Here we go. And, I was always able as a kid to, like, get along with normal, intelligent kids, but I definitely always felt like my best friend when I was in school is a kid named Ross. And we've talked about Ross before. And he was a really smart, like, he was a gifted student, you know, like, he was what I would call a above intelligent kind of guy, like above average intelligence. And I was able to hang out with them, but I'll be honest with you, if I'm being honest, I always felt a step behind. I always felt like I was like just kind of figuring things out a little slower. And but it is, you know, I was able, but no one knew. I'm sure he probably realized, like, okay, he's not as smart as me, but he's such a good guy, a good person that, like, just a naturally, you know, good kid or whatever, that Ross never was like, are you stupid? You know what I mean? He was a very polite, he was so smart that he knew to be polite. I'm sure that, like, at some point maybe somebody said to him, like, that's nice of you to be friends with that kid that's not bright or something. I don't know. The thing is, like, it's funny to say that stuff, and some people be like, wow, that's harsh, but, like, I don't know, looking back, you see things more clearly. I mean, back in that day, I was in normal classes, everything was, like, normal, but I always felt like, what the hell's going on here? Like, things weren't going through my brain. Things weren't really connecting for me easily. And then there were times when I felt like I got it and understood things, that I was just as good as anybody else. But if you put me in a classroom full of everybody else, socially I feel off a little bit. Like, everything just feels a little bit off. And that's a big reason why I spend a lot of time by myself. There you go. So there you go. There's an admittance. We're admitting something. You admits. Yes. And then, so what happened? We went to the office. They did a bunch of tests. They did hearing tests, I think. Why do I feel like they did the boop, 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 you know, they do that thing. And I'm never good at that. I'm never good at that test anyway. That's just not a good test for me. So we're back into another 850k table, which is... I'd rather almost play 850k. I'm tired of losing the $200 million. We got to do something good at this table here on the right. And I guess nothing really came out of it. I think they realized, like, he's okay. It's just on his own. And I think, you know, I do think that there's something to the theory of moving to the beat of your own drummer, that I think people don't count the slow drum. I think people think of that. By the way, we have a straight on the left-hand table. I'm trying to think what could beat me here. I don't think anything. I'm going to go hard in the paint. Actually, that's too hard. To do like 290. And on the right table, we are going hard in the paint on that one. We have the straight on the left. I don't think anyone can beat us on the left table. Let's see what happens here. And we both have the same hand. So we barely get a win there, but that's okay. And on the right table, this is the big table here. We do have high, ace high. And there it is. That's a nice win for us. We needed that bad. We really needed that. I'm going to tell everybody. I needed that. And I got it. Focusing on the game here. But I remember I was friends with this kid. I'm trying to think of the kid's name. He was this black kid, and he was really slow as well. But he was like, I think he was kind of like me. I think he was like the black version of me. And we would talk to each other. We both got along great, but we were both like just slow. You know? And you might think to yourself like, well, what is slow? It's indefinable. It's hard to really tell you about it. It's almost like we're picking up everything they're picking up. Everybody's picking up, but we're just picking it up a beat slower. And we're not talking slower, although he talks slow. I remember him talking like this. And I remember thinking, like, he talks how I think, you know? And, yeah, it was a weird time. It was weird growing up. Isn't it weird growing up? Isn't it weird being a kid in society? There's all kinds of stuff going on the adult side of life, and then there's like the scary side. It's like, stay away from the adults because there's creeps out there. They'll touch you. Like, what? Like, to think that as a kid somebody will touch you is weird. To think like, I'm just a little, who would want to touch my little ding ding? But there's some people out there that they just like are attracted to little kids. Like, why? Like, as a kid, it's dumbfounding. I mean, I'm sure some kids are like, and it's the old hacky comic joke, you know, like, why couldn't they have liked me too, you know, or whatever. I remember a few incidents like when I was a kid, like just like 1 or 2, where you would be with a bunch of friends and we're all like 9 or 10 years old, and our parents were like dropped us off at the pool in the summer because it was just like really not that far away from our house. But as a kid, everything felt far away, and plus I was slow, so maybe it was like really far away. Okay, let's stop talking about being slow, because we're fine, as you can tell. Now that I think about it, I'm just normal, probably. I'm just like anybody else. But for me, it's like looking at everybody else, I just feel like I'm slow, you know? Do you know, or do you just not know? But they would drop us off at the pool, and then I remember, do we have anything on the left table? We've got nothing. And on the right table, we have nothing either. We have a pair of what? There we go. Van Pebble gets that big win he needs. That's just in the nick of time, too. Boy, did we need that. And this table's very interesting on the right, before we get back to the almost being molested, which we weren't really. Okay. The right-hand table is down to 4 players, and we might be losing one right now, actually. Let's take a look at this here. Big table on the right. Table on the left is doing big things as well, but the table on the right And that's a good win. He kept himself in the game. We've got 5 players left on the right table. On the left table, I'm going to fold that. I had Queen Jack. We're doing good. We just started this game on the left. Game on the right. Table on the right. Fold. That's the thing, too, I remember. Well, let's stick to one story at a time. So, we go to the pool. And we get dropped off, and that happened a lot. And we lived not that far away from the pool. It was this thing where we paid it was cheap, paid a certain amount of money. There's a rumor that the guy that owned the pool was a guy named Jimmy DeSirio. That's not a rumor, that was the guy's name. And I don't feel bad putting his name out there. Please don't whack me, Jimmy. But he was like an Italian dude, and he was an Italian man. So he was like 40 when I was like 10, so that's really old. But he owned this pool called Jimmy DeSirio's pool. That's what we called it. I don't know what it was really called. It was probably called like Plymouth White Marsh Pool or something. And so we go there, and the guy was supposedly like connected mob-wise or something, and the rumor is that he gambled and won that pool. And that's why he was able, that's what the pool was like, sort of for his nephew or something. So his nephew was a guy I knew. I was friends with his nephew, kind of friends. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of friends when I was a kid, because people thought like, what's going on with this kid? Because I was like quiet. So they're like, is he like, oh, look at this move here, ladies and gentlemen. We bet $70 million. And we both have the ace, but I had the kicker. Oh, we both had the ace. Okay, we both won. Queen 7 on the left table. That was a good hand for us. We're sitting at 372 million. We're really trying to do something here at the right-hand table. We're really trying to do something. Not that I'm not ever trying to do something, but like, do you know those times when you really want it just a little bit more? And that's the interesting thing about feeling like a person that's a little bit slow or dim-witted, which I don't think I'm dim-witted, but you know what I mean? But I am compared to other people, maybe? It's weird to say that, because I feel like as you get older, your wits grow. But the thing about being dim-witted, and then we'll get back to the molest story, which is not even a good story, really. But the thing about being like, you still have you have normal levels of passion. So you could be a dim-witted person and kind of slow, but if something hits you, well, this is a tough one to fold. On the left-hand table, it's tough to fold here. We have jacks on the right table. We've got big stuff happening right now. On the left table, we've got kings. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to go all in on the left table. On the right table, this guy bets 100 million after seeing the flop. And that means that's no good for us. We could have won this one, actually. No, we would have lost this one. We would have lost this one because 2-5 won that hand. So it's really good that we didn't bet in there. Maybe we would have won the side pot or something. That's what we maybe would have won. So that was a tough loss. We lost a bunch of money there. That was tough, but you got to take those risks. And it's kind of fun because we're holding like 4 conversations at once and playing the game and playing 2 games. 2 games, 4 conversations. That's 6 things happening at once. Hey, I'm pretty smart. I'm not slow. So, oh man. But the thing about like being someone, and then we'll get to the molestation story, and then we'll finish poker games in that order. It's like you may be slow, but then if you feel like a desire for something and you really want something, that desire outgrows where your slowness was, and you start feeling like, wait, I'm not slow. I'm like right on it. So that's why I don't think that I'm slow. I just think that like I need extra motivation sometimes. Isn't that weird? Like, I think that, like, because I've heard things about, like, some kids that have, like, a really, really extreme retardation. In this case, I'm going to use the word retardation. I don't mind. And I'm betting $120 million here on the right table. This is crazy. Is he going to fold? What's he going to do? And I'm all in on the left table as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have it here. So there's the left table. We have the straight. We're all in on the right table. The left table, we took care of 2 players and lost 2 players at the left table. On the right table, I like what I think I've got. I've got the ace, and we won that hand. By the way, we are in a threesome right now on the right table. We have 3 players left, and on the left table as well. It took me a while to figure it out. I'm kind of slow. Okay, we're just going to keep dragging that. But I think, okay, this is top 3 shit going on right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go all in with 2s. Is this crazy? Sure, but I'm kind of at that point now. I go all in with 2s. He's got king, queen, and I've got 2s. Why not? He needs a queen and a king to stay. Oh, he probably has a lot of stuff he could get to, like, break even. But we ended up winning. That was a very, very interesting play. Very good play. It kept us alive. And now we're hoping that our friend here loses so that we can get the top 2 slot. On the left table, I'm going to fold Jack 9. I've got 3.5 million on the left table, and I'm in the top 3. On the right table, we're going to let these guys play it out. I'm hoping to get top 2 here. So we'll see what happens here. I'm hoping. I've got on the left. So there you go. We lost the player. We are. Oh no, we didn't lose the player. Fuck, dude. That guy won't go anywhere. All right, you can't worry about other players. You gotta just play your own game here. 100 million with 3 and 2. That's tough because, yeah, I'm glad we folded. He had ace king. I mean, come on. And again, we fold, but this time we can fold. Ace Ho is kind of fucked right now. We're all kind of fucked. We're both, me and this other guy are basically playing for second place, which I think I would get. I think if I lose right now, I'm definitely gonna lose right now. Yeah, we lost. Hopefully we got second place. So we got 10-5. They want me to bet 100K. I mean, I have to bet 100K, don't I? We got 200 million, so that means we got our money back. And we're back to this table here. This is a good table. We have a pair of... We don't have a pair of anything. Pair of 3s, which was on the table. And ladies and gentlemen, there's 3 players playing against each other. And back to the conversation. Wait a second. Hold on. I like this. I've got 5s. He's got jacks. Obviously, we know what the stronger hand is. It's 5s. I'm kidding. It's jacks. Yeah. There it is, folks. So that's 1.57 for Zidoni. And we've got slightly less chips now. We're going to play Queen 3, because Queen is a great card. And there's a 3. There's the ace, and there's the straight. Nobody knows I have this straight. Oh, nice bet there by Van Pebble. And we're gonna try to draw this out as we've pretty much this is ours to lose, I would think. I would imagine. Bet $1 million. Oh, he bets with us. And he's got the 3 as well. Okay, no wonder. So we split that pot, which is good for both of us. But it doesn't really change much. This guy bets 120K. I've got a 2. I didn't really want to fold that. I can't imagine he actually had a 10 there, but he might have. I don't think he had a 10 there. I think he had like ace king, or he had like a good hand. So my feeling on it is like, well, I guess we already talked about the idea of like maybe you feel slow, but then if you let's say you really love basketball and you go out and practice and practice and practice, you could start to look like a real basketball player. You know what I mean? You can start looking like, hey, I mean, how often does that happen with kids? And I've heard like there's some kids that are so really like really severely like they're withdrawn socially, they're fucked. They're just like they can't like they can't communicate. I'm not making fun of it. It's brutal. But if they get on a horse, the horses have this like way of calming them down so that they can actually like sort of be a little bit more, they feel okay, you know? They feel more normal is what we're saying. We're always saying the word normal, but that's kind of what we're talking about. Average intelligence. Like you could get away with being in society. This guy's getting on my fucking nerves right now. Thank you. You can't bluff all fucking day. You can't bluff all day, pal. You can't fucking bluff all day, you dick. Eventually I'm gonna call you on your dumb shit. That guy pissed me off. Now the slow guy is starting to be fast now. The fast guy now. Yeah. You got me earlier. Sick of this guy trying to bluff me. But I've got a legit hand. So anyway, the pool. So we go to the pool. And basically, you know, it's like late at night. And this woman is kind of this is the thing. She was an attractive lady. But you could just tell by, and here's why I say maybe I'm not slow, is even as a kid, I could sense, and maybe sensory is different than like thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try to bluff this guy. I have 2 pair. I don't think he has anything close to what I have. I'm going to bet 200K. He'll fold. Yeah, he's going to fold. Fucking asshole. Fucking asshole. You're an asshole. So this woman basically, she goes, do any kids need a ride? And I could just feel she was too excited to give us a ride. And it just felt like something could have happened. And I wanted it to happen. Because the idea of a woman that's like beautiful like that touching my little dick was exciting. I'm sorry. Am I being... Is this thing on? And nothing happened. But I just remember that being like a thing. That was the only time I really remember anything like weird happening. And I do remember also when I was in camp. Not camp. We were on a campground when I was a kid. When I was a kid, one of the cool things to do in the 80s was camping. I know people still do it, but like it was a thing that I guess suburban people do it. And we were like, you know, we lived in the suburbs. My dad was a teacher. My mom was a house mom until they divorced. You know, the old story. Parents divorce. Mom wants to be more than just a house mom, becomes successful in the business place. And Now mom is this modern day lady, and the dad, they divorce, everybody's happy. Kids are a little bit fucked up for it, whatever. Blase blah, life goes on, right? But we go camping, and then I remember this one getting on this. I remember that like there was this one kid, and they didn't seem suburban. They were like lower class. You could tell. It's just the kid was lower class. The parents were kind of lower class. Just everything about it was like kind of grosser, a little dirtier. The kid was a little bit like crass, but he was also kind of smart, and he was also like, I remember he was a little bit older than me, and when we were climbing up a ladder to go down a slide, and we have a full house here. There's a full house on the table here, folks. He has ace, and he has a better full house than I do, so he wins. But I remember as we were climbing up the ladder, and then we'll really focus on this game, and he was like rubbing his dick on my like he's he has pants on, but like he's like rubbing on me, and I remember going and I just remember not wanting to be around that kid anymore. But other than that, I don't remember like a lot of like problems as a kid with like adults. But I don't know, for some reason that like triggered a long story. Yeah, it was tough being a kid, man, when the whole thing of being a kid around. But now that I'm an adult, I love it. I'm never around kids anymore. And in fact, we were talking last week about how like I think I was 35 years old, and that's when I started learning like it's not cool to hang around kids anymore. Like there's a certain like age, maybe it's 5 years. It's like, don't hang around younger people. It's not healthy. It just doesn't do anything for anybody. It's weird too when I just need to go all in at this point, right? I mean, what else have we got going on? Ladies and gentlemen, we have $1.2 million. And this guy has 4.3 because he basically took us. He swindled us. He made some smart plays is what he did. He's a good player. Oh, nothing happened for us there. And obviously this is going to be his, I would imagine. Yeah. I got nothing there. The innocence of childhood, yeah. There's something great about the innocence of childhood, isn't there? But it's also scary, and you just don't belong. Like, there's a weird thing. There's the adult world, and then there's the kid world, and it's always suspicious of the people that are a little bit too much into being involved in the kid world. Like, and now I just trust my spidey senses. Like, you know, I definitely trust my spidey senses. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a good win there. That takes us to $1 million. What is the antes are quite high. 250K, 500K. And I apologize for the subject matter. It was kind of dark there. We'll take it back up here a notch. Let's take it back up here. Let's pick it up. I feel great. Things have been very good lately. We have a pair of jacks here, and I need to just keep going all in at this point. Try to build my stack, but it looks like it's not going to happen, and that's the end of this. That's the end of the game. That's it. It's the end of the game. There it is. Now I'm talking like this for the rest of the stream. Yes, we will pick up the energy. Let's do. Let's try to get into another game. Try to get into another couple games here. And while we wait, let's play some music. It was an incredible weekend, I should say. A difficult weekend, but it's a hard job, man, being a security guard. The sleeping, that's the toughest part, you know, being awake, and there's a lot of aspects of being a security guard that are incredibly tough. I would say the hardest part is the drug addict part of it, because the part that I have no control over is I could be having a great shift. By the way, we're waiting for games to happen here. So once that happens, we will start playing poker again. That'll happen very soon. Then we'll turn the music back off. But like, once somebody is doing drugs, and I'm talking about like, I don't even know what these drugs are, but they make people feel like they're like this. Oh, they're amped. And I don't know how you do anything on that kind of drug, but what you'll see is you can see it in their eyes, and they'll come driving through the parking lot, and they'll be like, you can see it in their eyes because they're all excited and they're looking, and then usually they're bopping and moving around a little bit too much, and sometimes the worst is when they get out of their car because you're like, shit, I gotta deal with this guy now. Either I've got to say something to him, or I've got to sit and watch him until he does something really fucking dumb, and then I've got to fucking go, hey man, how's it going, and go through that whole routine. So that's scary. As a security guard, the drug thing, I just have no control over it. I wish there was a way that you could automatically like make somebody not high or something, because it's just hard to deal with that level of whacked outness, and especially with the people that have been to jail, people that have been to prison and shit like that. The people that use drugs that were former jail people, they don't give a fuck. They do not care. And those people are really tough to deal with, because you have a job to do. So when you're a security guard and you're like, hey man, and they're like, what do you want? What do you care? Huh? Fine. All right, just leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Like that. And when you start getting into that kind of shit, now you're talking prison shit. And like, I'm not saying I can't hang in that world as a guard, but I wouldn't want to. It would be too much stress. Having to deal with that shit person. That person has become a pile of shit, and there's nothing you can do. And you feel for the person. You know that I wish I could change all these people's lives, man. I mean, some of those people, you go like, what if I could give like $1 million? What if I could get a house and just go, hey, you guys can live in this house. I want you to live. You know what would happen? It would be a free-for-all. They'd burn the house down in 2 days. That's the thing of like, what do you do with people that have given up on themselves? Life has given up on them. And I kind of know what it feels like to feel like life's given up on you, because I haven't been given many opportunities in my life either. Like, so I understand, but you got to keep growing, and you got to keep trying to climb out of that. You can't just be like, I guess I'm not getting any opportunities. Fuck it, I'll just do drugs and become a bane on society. You can't do that. I don't think you should. I don't think you can. I don't think you should do that. Don't do that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to survive here. Please let us survive. Thank you. We have 1.62 million. That was a great hand to win. And let's see if we can climb into another. I like to have 2 games going at once. It's exciting for me. This is my rush. But yeah, the drugs, like I said, once you go to prison, and then like a lot of people go to prison for doing drugs, so it's like they're just going to keep using when they get out anyway. But to see people acting like they're still in prison when in like real everyday society is one of the hardest things as a security guard to deal with, because these people are living by different rules. And so it's like, well, you can live by different rules, but when you're on my space, you're living in my fucking rules. They're not my rules, actually. They're rules of the site or whatever, And that's difficult for people to understand. It's difficult for the ghetto mind to understand, or the drug dealer or whoever, where they're like, what? I'm just going to sell drugs on this thing. What's the problem? And you're like, no, you're not. And it takes a lot it makes your heart beat to have to step up to a person who doesn't give a fuck. And I'm saying, even if the person is one of the island boys, who are obviously 2 of the biggest pussies in the world, and you could beat the fuck out of those guys, you could probably kill them if you punch them once in the face. But even an island boy has got such a bad attitude that you would be intimidated by them. because they would be like, well, fuck you then. You know what I mean? And like, what do you do to a guy who's on drugs, doesn't care? Like, they're basically saying, like, your life means nothing to me, my life means nothing to me, I'm dragging us both down. I mean, that's a very difficult thing to deal with on a regular basis when you're only getting paid. I'm not going to say what I make. I get paid okay. I don't get paid that much money to take the risks that I take every day, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm blessed to be getting paid what I do get paid, because I used to work hard for money and I was making $12 an hour, and I was busting my ass as a cook. I mean, we would get tips. We would like live for tips. That's not good. You don't want to live for tips. Like hoping that people distribute the tips fairly in a kitchen. It's just like so stupid, you know? So here we are back at the tables. Let's reset. 850K table on the left, 850K table on the right. Two 850K tables. We're just trying to compete, have fun. We already took a second place, which is great. That's what you want to do. Nice table change. Very dramatic. The fun part for me isn't just that we're playing poker, isn't just that we're competing, it's that we're here, right here, streaming this, able to broadcast here, live from Seattle, Washington, and my name is Van Pebble. And it's just really fun to do it. And so this is what it's all about. This is the connection we get to do. This is fun. By the way, I think everybody should stream. I really do. Because I think everybody has something to add to streaming. I would love to see, I wish everybody had their own stream so I could just see what everybody's up to. Because some people would want to do like a character, some people would do like poetry, you know what I mean? It would be fun to see what everybody's streaming. I think that's why I love streaming so much, and that's why I love... but I also do not think streaming is a community. It's not a community. I had some really good thoughts about it this weekend, and I don't know if it's going to come to my brain, because I'm a little slow, as you know. But I don't know if it's going to come to my brain as like... As far as like... streaming being a community, I don't think it's necessarily... It's not a world that I think people... It's a competition. It's a competitive world, if anything. To me, it's not a competition. To me, it's a world where it's an individual world, where there's just a bunch of individuals. It's not a community. I don't think streaming is meant to be a community. But I also think, like, I'm not a guy that believes in community. I don't believe in it. I used to go to church back in the day, and it's always really ultimately about what you can give or show people or prove to people or what talent do you have. There's not really that unconditional love that you hope to get from community. You're not going to find that from anybody. I find the unconditional love is from myself. I find that the most love I've ever gotten was from me. And so I've always kind of gone that direction. You know, maybe I knew when I was a kid that was the way to go or something. I never trusted in outside sources or anything that claims to be a community, you know, or because you're hot one minute and you're not the next, really. That's kind of how it goes. Like I'm friendly with people, but I don't I don't believe that there's a community out there. I think people are fickle and they know that they can take their affection away at any time, and that's what people do. men and women. I'm not like a woman hater or anything like that. I'm telling you, it's everybody does that. We're going to play Ace 4. Yeah, I don't think there's a community, but I also think there's a strength in realizing that there's no community. That's just how I feel. Like the idea should be like, we're all streamers, man. Yeah. But there's really not that. It's the same thing with security guards. Like I deep down, when I do get excited when I see a security guard, it's cool. It's like, yeah, man, that's one of us. But it disappoints me more times than not. Like the other day, like here's something that happened. There was like a guy who, like, I work in a parking lot with a store there, and I can't tell you where because I never will. I always say that just in case my boss is listening, just for that one part. But some guy's car broke down in my parking lot, and then he basically was like really, really, really nice guy, like a family guy. An older guy, like not older guy, but like in a weird spot where he's like in his 30s, and he's really coming to his own. What an impressive guy! And I really wanted to help him, and that's my job. That's my favorite part of that, is helping people get out of a jam, and making people feel like, hey, man, you know what? I got you. Me and you are gonna get you out of this. Feels good to talk like that, even if you don't know if you're gonna help them. Just to talk like that is nice, and it makes the person feel like they got somebody on their side, because they do. And then there's a truck that is basically it's called Metro. And Metro is a company name that really stands for government where I live, because I live in Washington, and in Seattle we have something called Metro, which is basically like a government run stuff. So these guys were Metro workers. They had like vests on, and there was 4 of them, and they had this truck. It was a nice sizable truck, and basically what we were going to do is just do a standard jump. The guy had jumper cables, and we were going to we were looking for someone to jump it. And so I went up to these guys, and I looked at the guy, and I go, hey, I looked at the guy who's the cool guy that car broke down. I said, hey, man, I think I could get these guys. I might be able to appeal to their helpful nature, because this is what we do, This is who we are, man. We're guards, man. We help people. And they weren't guards, but they were like government workers, and boy, were they not helpful. Because I basically told them, hey guys, like, I'm a security guard here. This guy needs help. His car broke down. He needs to jump. And you guys, you're eating your food. I don't mean to bother you, because they were eating something. I didn't want to bother them. And they were like, and right away, the one guy just goes, oh no, we can't do that. No, we can't help. No, because we don't know what's going to happen to this truck. And you know what? I understood, kind of, but I also felt like he was being a dickhead. And it didn't surprise me. And I didn't act pissed off, actually, because that's not the professional way to be. I was just like, okay, of course, you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. But deep in my mind, I'm thinking, those little fucking dipshits. They just don't get it. They don't understand what any job that you have, if you could get some kind of service out of it to help people, you should. And my problem has always been, I've always been too helpful in the past. I've actually had many people at jobs tell me, just do what you're supposed to do. Stop doing everybody else's. You know what I mean? And so I took it as an offense, but now I see myself as the slow guy that wants to help people. I'm just kidding. But I do see myself as somebody that, like, I'm always a guy that wants to step up and help, always. And you're right, there are times when I just do want to do more. But that's to be commended. I don't think it's something that it depends on how far you're going. And some people are just being cunts about it. Like, there was a job I had where the guy came up to me, and he was like this really short guy. So that should have told you right away. He's had some stuff. Sometimes shorter people have, like, that issue there. And he was like, hey, you know what? Just do what you do. And really, it turned out like the guy was wrong. There was so much more that I should have been doing. Like, that was such a shit job. But we're not here to talk about shit jobs, ladies and gentlemen. We are playing one-on-one, basically. On the left table. This is for all the marbles. How did it happen? It happened so quickly. People were just losing and losing and losing. And now we're at a point where, thankfully, the antes are so kind of low. I think what happened is I wasn't really paying attention. I was just paying attention enough to play the game. It looks like there was a lot of hands there where people... By the way, I have King 7. He's betting 400. I'm all in. Why not? If you want to go, this guy obviously wants to get the game over with. Bitch, this shit isn't over yet. Okay, now it's over. It might be over now. Wait, we still have a chance. Diamonds. Diamonds. Alright, that was lame. I think he was on a... You know what happened there? That's good, though. We did a good job. That player was what I call... They were on a hot streak. They were getting the cards, and so they were just playing the hot streak. I should have folded more with that table. I should have done more folding. We'll do that. We'll do a little more folding next time. Here, let's do some folding. Let's practice folding. Here, let's practice folding. All right? This is where a little comedy comes in, all right? We're going to fold a little bit more. We're going to fold a little bit more, and then we're going to take that corner. You're just going to go like this. Watch. You're folding that. Fold that. All right, stop doing that. It's ridiculous. What is wrong with you, man? God damn it. People come in here to be entertained, not to see that. Come on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not sponsored on this stream by Rockstar Energy Drinks. We aren't. We are not. But that doesn't prevent us from drinking it because we love it. You know, if I love something, I'm going to do it on stream. But you know what I'm not going to do? Get sued for doing it. These guys do not, they're not supporting us financially or otherwise. And if they want me to stop using their product, just let me know, guys. If there's any favor I can do for you, Rockstar, you just let me know. I do like Rockstar, though. And this size of Rockstar is ridiculous. This will get us through the day. I've learned to take it easy on caffeine. I abused it for a while. I don't think I realized what caffeine abuse really is until I got my security job, and then I realized I was relying too heavily on caffeine. And then because it does affect you, like how you feel, and if you're already like sleep deprived, more caffeine isn't going to help you. And it's helped me to you know what's funny? You want to know something funny? It's not funny at all, so I'm not going to say that. Let me try another way to introduce this topic. Something I found interesting is when I put on my bulletproof vest, that is like caffeine for me. It gives me some kind of strength to be wearing that for 10 hours at a time. And instead of, I don't know why, but it just feels like it gives me a little like oomph, a little like bass, a little power. And honestly, sometimes it feels like that's better than drinking caffeine. I know that's a weird thing to say. Also, caffeine is not the answer. I feel like for me, drinking water, just going with the natural things, and then every now and then you drink a caffeine drink, it's nice. I think what happened to me when I first started being a security guard for 3 days a week is I got so excited about it. Just was only 3 days of work. I was so excited, and I put a little bit too much into those 3 days. Like I just did. I like, in other words, like I would drink. Like if my shift was until 2 a.m. in the morning, I would be drinking a Red Bull at midnight, which is insane. You're drinking a Red Bull at midnight and you're off in 2 hours. You're going to be tweaking. You know what I mean? So I had to learn about how to sort of slow play, how to draw your energy out, not be too upset about things, because that can like deplete your energy too, where you have like a real blow up at someone. Now there are times when you got to raise your levels. I'm learning that too. One thing I'm really getting sick of is people who are handicapped that are acting like assholes. Hey, if you're handicapped and you're in a handicapped space, and I'm asking you if you have a handicapped space, because I can't tell you're handicapped by just looking at you in your car, and you don't have a fucking tag up, and you didn't think to put it on your mirror so I could see it, and I ask you about it, don't be a cunt about it. Just fucking go with the flow and tell me you have it. You know what I mean? Or that thing where they slow play it. They're like, "Hi, how are you? I'm a security guard. Good to see you. These two spaces here are handicap spaces. Are you handy? Do you have tags or anything?" And then they do this. This is what they do. They do a slow play. They grab the handicap thing, and then they go like this. And it's like, "Hey, asshole." And you know what I do now? I'm actually learning to do it smarter rather than being pissed. I just gotta go, "Hey, you know what? Imagine how annoying that would be if some person that wait, what is it that I say?" Well, basically, I twist it around so that I let them know, like, "Hey, I'm saving this. I'm doing a good job making sure that only the people that need this space use it. You should be happy about that." And I do say stuff like, people are like, "Well, that's true." Or they're like, "I don't care. I'm just annoyed." I'm like, "Well, you know, that little thing that I just put you through, I put everybody through, and there's a reason for it. Because only the people that can, you know, really need this space should be using it. And I have to make sure, you know, like, I can't read your mind. I know that because you think, you know, because you're handicapped, that everybody all has to treat you differently. That's not the case. You get little perks here and there, but for the most part, you're still a person. You have to be responsible for your emotions." Like, in some people, I also realize I'm learning too, is like, handicapped isn't always a physical thing. Sometimes it's a mental thing. Actually, a lot of times it's mental. So I'm learning, like, if I see someone park like shit, like, there's people that park like complete shit in a parking space, in a handicapped space. Which is why I love this stream, because you're not going to get this from other people. There's nobody else out there talking about being a security guard. Thank you. Finally, my unique lane in life. But like, sometimes people will park in a handicap lane, and it's the worst park you've ever seen, and it's really bad, and you're just like, well, you're like making it even worse for people to drive. But at some point, I always try to make sure I go, if you're able to, can you park it a little bit better in here? If not, I understand. To me, if I'm coming at you like that, you got no reason to come at me hard. But of course, you're going to get the ghetto superstars and the people like, I do what I want to do. You don't tell me. Or the guys that think they're getting over on me, like, "Oh, I left it at home." Yeah, and they did that to me 4 times in a row. And it's like, eventually, I'm just going to pull your card. It's all good. Like, and I know that, like, when I go away, they're like, "Stupid motherfucker." But it's like, you know what, man? It's okay. I don't mind that people think I'm like. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe when I was a kid, maybe I'm really okay. I just was like, maybe I'm using that slow thing to fool people. Maybe I'm not slow. Maybe I really am smart. I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm fine. I'm doing great. I think whatever I got in life, I'm doing great with it. And I'm just going to keep doing better. Do I wish I had a little bit more in the tank scholastically? Hell yeah. I wish that things came to me better, like, scholastically. I wish, like, book-wise, reading and shit like that. Like, there's a guy named Kai Sadat, right? Oh, 9-7. We have 9-7. Oh, guys, look. Just kidding. Hey, he really is. Something's wrong with this guy. We have a 2 pair here. There's nothing wrong with us. We're doing great. The right table, not doing so great. We have, do you know what it is? We're at the final 3 here. We have a pair of twos. He bets 160. I'm just gonna go all in because I'm guaranteed third place anyway, and he's starting to rethink his position now, which is funny. I'm hoping to get a flush here, but I don't think I will. There's the flush, but I still have a low flush. Not a good flush. There's the flush. Yes! Van Pebble, that's a big win for us, that flush. That takes us to 1.2. Now we have kings, and we can really do something, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that bet right there. 400K bet. That's actually more like a 200K bet. The ace is on the flop there. He bets 200K. He bets another 200K. I think he might have... Here's what might be bad. If he goes more all in. If he's just going to bet 200K, I'll do that. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care. You could... That's fine with me. Actually, that's not great, but it's fine. I'm probably going to get third place anyway at this table. And I don't care. I don't care. I love it. And there's the pair of tens. We could turn out to win this hand. This would be a good win for us. Keep us alive. On the left table, we're kind of just getting going. On the right table, we won't go away, and that's got to bother people at the table. People must be annoyed by that, I would imagine. By the way, there's people that do enjoy these card streams. There are people that love HD poker, and they understand this is a game worthy of streaming. Thank you to those people, because I'm with you. We go all in again. Now, by now, the table must be thinking, this guy's just going all in all the time. But we're getting stuff. And now we have a pair of sevens with a queen on the side. And this could be our hand for us. I like it. I love what I'm seeing here. Unless somebody hits a straight, we might win this one too. And this would be a very big win for us. That's a sizable win. That's 1.99 mil. And now the guy who looked like a crazy guy at one time now looks like the smart poker player. On the left table, we fold. We've got 810K. We're doing great there. We're doing great there. Oh, it's a big all in here for both players. I don't know if both players are all in, but they both had the same hand. Boring. 8-5 of diamonds. I will fold that. 6-2, I'll fold because I don't have to play because I'm on the dealer button. So these two players are going to go at it here. You got Cupid and you got Really Humble. So looking at 2 mil there. Queen 7 on the left table. Queen 7's a respectable hand. We've got 4 and 5. We're going to fold that. We've taken way too long, and we've been grinding this out. There's no way that I'm just going to play 4 and 5 and lose all my chips. Queen 7 on the left table. We have queen. We're going to make a nice chunky bet here. 105K. Yeah, there's definitely, I would say for sure, there's people that watch this stream because they love HD poker. This is a successful stream for us. So they're betting 30K. Do I think they have me beat? I do. I think somebody has an ace here. There you go. And I would have lost to Queen 9 anyway. The guy had 2 pair, so he had 2 pair as well. So we were way out of our league on that hand. But it's a good try. So we're down to 639K on the left table. And on the right table, these two are going at it again. Cupid is trying to stay alive in this tournament of 3 players left. And it looks like they will do that. So we still have 3 players left on the right table. And the left table, everybody's still in. And I'll fold. I've got 7-7. You can tell he was thinking about betting there. I can't imagine. Nice. Pair of sevens. Nice. There it is, folks. So ace 4. I want to play this, actually. I'm going to play ace 4. And there's the ace, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a big hand for us here. We're going to bet 400K. Very nice play by Van Pebble. Aggressive. Good play. The antes are very high now at the table. Ace Jack on the left. We have a nice hand here. The problem is somebody just bet real chunky. That's a very chunky bet. I'm going to go ahead and fold that. I don't know why I'm saying chunky, but I like it. I like that I'm saying chunky. I like it. What was that? There was like a really great scene in the movie Mr. Mom where Michael Keaton's like, he's starting to like lose his mind because he's got to be a mom because his wife gets a full-time job. It's an 80s movie. It's really good if you've never seen it. It's called Mr. Mom. By the way, on the right-hand table, we're down to 2 players. We have King 10. And we're going to fold that. We're going to fold that. I think it was a smart fold. Only time will tell on that. The antes are so ridiculously high at this point. This is going to be a very difficult hole to crawl out of. Or climb out of, or both. Dig our way out of. Holes are tough to dig your way out of. We have 2-2 on the right table, fighting for our life. But there's the 5, and that's not helping. There's another 5. That's definitely looks like it's over for us. If we would have gotten a 2, we would have had the full house. And that's the end of that game, but that's another second place game. It's good. And we fold, and now we're on one table here. We did a great job, though. But there's this movie called Mr. Mom, and it's where Michael Keaton is like, he has to be a mom, basically. Not a mom, you know what I mean? It's not like one of those stories. Like, if that movie was made today, it would be much better. Because the transgender thing, they really should remake Mr. Mom. I should tweet that, actually. I'm going to tweet that. You know what? Let's tweet that together. Let's tweet it. Let's do a tweet. Let's do a tweet. But there's a scene in the movie Mr. Mom where he goes, I told you I was slow. He goes, it was like, and I'm liking it. Something about he's losing his mind being a mom. Because one of the, like, these women that he's friends with are like, how's it going? Like, is everything okay? And he's like, this is happening. This is going on. I got to do this. And he's like, I'm starting to do this, such and such, and I'm liking it. And it's like really good scene. And the thing that sucks about what just happened right now is that I don't remember what the scene is. I'm glad this happened because I think it's funny. I don't remember what the quote was. I just know it was a funny moment. And the whole moment, it doesn't matter because you have no idea what that moment was. You could watch the movie. If you watch the movie, you might have an idea of what I'm talking about. But I completely blew that to the point where everything, all the momentum of that story completely lost. And you know what? I love owning it. I'm owning it. I'm owning it. Or am I pwning it? Why don't they do a Mr. Mom movie, but with trans. Am I missing something? Hold on. Doesn't that make total sense? Like a trans movie about a guy who is like, maybe he's coming out. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's coming out as trans. Or maybe he's a guy, but then he becomes like he's married to, maybe he's not married. See, I've got to flesh out this script. I'm fleshing out a script right now, okay? Okay. We've got queens here. It is good. It does, for some reason though, it's odd to me that they haven't done a Mr. Mom. By the way, nice win there. We needed that win. We needed it. Ace 4. Am I missing something? Why don't you do a Mr. Mom movie, but with trans? You know what? It is a great idea, and I just showed you an example of why not everything's tweetable. Sometimes you have an idea for a tweet, starts out good. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an Ace 4 of diamonds. There's the ace. That should wrap it up for us. Oh, there's a nice flush, but we still got a nice win, though. Oh, wait, did he win everything? No. Oh, come on, guys. Are you kidding me? Van Pebble, this guy's slow. What do you mean, you guys? The thing is, we've had a great day today. We've talked about some funny things. We've talked about some serious things. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's where we end the stream here. This was a good stream. I enjoyed it. What do you think? I mean, we did good. We played well. Let's jump into one more game. Because really the whole point of the stream isn't to tell stories. Although I enjoyed the stories. It's to play poker and get really competitive and feel like... And I still haven't felt like I'm 100%. I still haven't felt that competitive feeling 100%. Not 100%. And I need to turn the heat down. I have a heater on in my room. It is winter time. I realized finally it's always this time of year, right around the middle of January, that I have to start using a heater. And until then, I'm good to go. But then, like, all of a sudden, I start to notice it gets down to like, and a lot of people will quibble on this, but like, to me, 70 degrees is cold. There's some people that could live in a 70-degree situation. 70 degrees is a little cold for this guy right here. This right here. Yes, nose is itching and everything. Yeah, I just want to feel. This is what I want to do here, Mike. What I'd like to. He is really slow. What's wrong with this guy? What I'd like to accomplish today is just feel like I'm really competitive. I'm really into it, and I'm feeling like I'm starting to like groove. I want to feel like I'm really playing the game. And then it starts to get exciting. And it's like things start happening and in the game, and becomes this whole like, oh, well, yeah. And still haven't really felt that yet. All right. I'm also enjoying playing. I'm not done playing poker yet. I love this game, and I just worked 3 days in a row, 10-hour days on my feet in some of the coldest weather I've experienced in quite some time. I mean, the weather is one of the toughest things about what I do, security work. Like, it's a really tough job being on your feet. Being on your feet is not a problem, obviously. I've spent my whole work life always on my feet. I've never worked in a cubicle or sat down. I've always been a guy that's had to be on his feet. And I've always been that guy where people are always looking at me. So I always feel like I'm always turned too much sometimes. Like I'm aware of being like awake and aware and awake and aware. But the hardest part is the weather. I've never had a job where you have to be this much of like out in the rain, because it rains a lot in Seattle, and when it's winter time and it's raining and it's cold and you're out there and you got to wear gloves, it's hard to find gloves that are waterproof like 100%. I don't know why, but I struggle with it. If you happen to be watching the stream and you're still watching it, God bless you, and you hear this part and you know that of a pair of gloves that are waterproof, can you please attach a link? I'm not even kidding. Attach a link to the YouTube comments. By the way, we have this straight. We're going to go hard in the paint here. That's a big bet. And also the reason I still want to play this game is because I'm caught in a world right now. Step into a world. Come on. Where the step into a world. Step into a world where you're so tired, but you're also awake. And you're like, I could easily right now just sleep, but because I'm not working, I don't have to work the next 4 days. I could just sleep all day. That's the danger of having those 4 days off. But also, I don't want to do that. But I could easily, but based on how I feel right now, I could literally, I'm not going to, but I could close my eyes and sleep. I'm exhausted. But I'm also like intrigued. I feel pretty good. And so I'm using this game to wake me up. There, I said it. I'm using it. Do you feel manipulated? You shouldn't. By the way, Step Into a World by KRS-One is one of the greatest rap songs of all time. Let me see. Let me see if I can play a little bit. Step Into a World. KRS-One. But it's instrumental. And sometimes you can get around it if it's instrumental. Sometimes. I don't know. Let's see. This is what it is right here. Let's see if can we get non-copyright on that, or it's very difficult. All right, let's see how this goes. I just want to play a little bit of this. This is Step Into a World. This is the song that I was playing. And you got to turn the volume up. Here we go. And this is one of the greatest rap songs of all time. Of all time. You got to do the thing, and then you rap. This is one of the greatest rap songs of all time. There's a squirrel outside my window. There was. Sorry. Wait. Guys. Can't rap over it. You're supposed to do instrumental. Great. They're going to block that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have nothing here, but we do have an ace high. And dare I say, it's not enough. And there's a pair of eights. Come on, let's get into it. Let's focus. We're doing good, though. We're doing good. Let's step into a world, and let's play 2 games at the same time. And we are not done streaming this game. We gotta keep it going. But does rap get any better than that? Like, to me, it's like, that's so good. And it's weird to me, too. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Hopefully I could make this a coherent thought. But, like, the idea of music, the idea of rap being music, when you hear a song and it's like thoughts and ideas, and it's not just tempo and timing, but it's also like tonalities, lyrics, all kinds of stuff thrown into a song. The thing about rap is a lot of times it just becomes more about the rhythm and pacing and beat than anything else. And that's what stagnates it for me. I know, like, the whole thing about rap right now is there's like a real mellow thing with rap where it's just like this, it's kind of boring sounding. It sounds like everyone's bored. Like, it just sounds like people are bored. Like, if you're gonna do it, then you go, alright. I don't wanna ride, but you're gonna wanna ride. You don't wanna ride, but I wanna ride. Have songs in the back. Like, to me, that sounds like you're bored. And I can't really, like, I guess if you're like, I just want to just smoke a J, I guess if that's your world, if that's the world you're stepping into, then you can step into that world. I just don't see that being good. I don't know. I don't see it being good. Like, it's amazing that Wiz Khalifa is good at what he does. Like, I feel like weed kind of makes people a little bit... I thought for sure we were going to win that hand, by the way. I really did. I thought for sure we were going to win that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two tables going at the same time. 850K tables, two of them. Bless us all. We made it here to this moment to stream. It's great to be here. And it also makes me feel like I don't know why I think I'm more special than anybody else. But I do. I feel like, in this way, I feel like when we were coming up with rap music, that it was exciting and interesting, and things were being created that have never been done before. And rap was 100% a new art. You know, even KRS-One said in one of his songs, rap on a whole isn't even 20 years old. That was one of his, like, things. 20 years down the line, you could start this. But we'll be the old school artist. And even in that time, I'll say a rhyme, a brand new style, ruthless and wild, running around, making money, having fun. Because even then, I'm still number one. And that's called Number One. And it was a song by KRS-One. And I'm sorry I just rapped like a white guy because I'm white. That's how you're going to get it. Then when white guys started rapping like black guys, it was exciting because some guys could do it. Some guys could do it. And some guys could do it incredibly well. But it never gets lost on me that they're guys that are talking like black guys. That never gets lost on me. It's the same thing with the streamers in today's world of like the Aiden Rosses and stuff. I don't want to put them down. But like, because who cares? Anyway, they're very successful. But one day they'll probably realize that they're just kind of like not... maybe 100% being themselves. But you know what? Let them figure it out for themselves. Maybe I'm wrong. Who cares anyway? But it's hard for me to watch them as they figure it out. It's hard for me to watch somebody like Aiden Ross be like, yo, man, come on, man, what are you talking about? Actually, he's not nearly as bad as some of the Asian streamers I've seen that are like there's a woman... Asian streamer who like thinks she's black. It's like really hard to watch. I don't know how people I don't know how people watch it. Oh, I do know how people watch it. She's very good looking. She's very attractive. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I guess it's the culture. At some point, hip-hop became culture in America, and it's just what people kind of do. Even I find myself at times be like, yo, man, what you like? It not for real, like as a joke, and then not for realsies. as a joke and shit. Yeah, rap music, man. Whew. I just don't care about it anymore. And I'm rethinking whether it's like real music now. It is though, and there was some great stuff. And I think when I was a kid, when I was growing up, it was a legit, like, it was special. I just don't think it's special anymore because nobody's doing anything special with it. That's probably my take. That's probably a pretty good take on rap, without trying to be like super duper like over the top or insulting or whatever. I mean, anybody can sit and go, this sucks. But, you know, looking at it objectively, I could see, you know, people like what the thing is. It's a cultural thing at this point, rap music, and I think most people would agree it's pretty stale, or maybe if they don't think it's stale, I think someone could also argue that things are like that in life, though. We're going to go all in with sevens. That sometimes people will just take a thing and run it to the ground. You know, like they did that with The Office. Remember the show The Office? It was a British show. It was a groundbreaking show. I'll tell you why. I might be wrong, but I think The Office, the British version, excuse me, a lot of air going through my throat right now. That's what she said. Office. I think the original Office, which was the British one, was the first, and I could be wrong here, show to do this. Like, stare at the camera. Or give a long look. I mean, breaking the fourth wall is an old school thing. It's been around for years. It was done in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where he talks to the camera. It's like, I know what you guys are thinking. And it's like, oh, wow, cheeky, you know? But the British, speaking of cheeky, where I feel like The Office was the first show that broke that plane, where they were literally looking at the camera. Because I think at some point it was put into the plot that they were filming. I don't remember now. I know that the American version of The Office got super ridiculous when it got to the point where they made it like they're doing a filming while they're like, we're filming while we're filming. We're filming. It's like this whole like meta thing. And the horrible actor guy that was the boom mic guy that fell in love with the secretary. Ugh, so bad. Like, yeah. Like, imagine being that actor. Ugh. Ugh. Like, just taking that part. Ugh. Ugh. Let me see if I can show people. The Office jumped the shark with boom mic guy. Yeah, this guy. Dude, this guy's terrible. You know what, though? I really want to hear what this guy has to say. I actually do want to hear what that guy has to say. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. But that's the guy. That's the guy. Let's keep playing poker. Get back to the game. Thank you very much. Always back to the game. We have 8-5 on the left table. We're going to fold that. Ace 10. Try not to breathe into the mic, man, Pebble. You can do it. Ace 10. 20K is a decent bet for that. So there's a pair of threes. We lost the player on the left table. Bon voyage. We're doing good we're actually doing quite good on the left table. He wants to bet 20K. I mean, I'm sure he's got something, right? Yeah, he's got kings there. So that's what happened. So on The Office, it got to a point where they had this guy, the boom mic guy. And this was the guy. And my take on this guy is, first of all, I don't know why I hate his face. I know he's good looking. I know he's handsome, but he's that annoyingly good looking guy. Like he just annoys me to look at him. He annoys me. He looks like Brian Callen. Sorry, Brian Callen. I'm sure you're a brilliant guy. You annoy me. Like that little short macho guy just annoys everybody. But this was a jump the shark moment for sure. So they made it like, for some reason, they turned The Office, which is already sort of a documentary style show, which was brilliantly done by Ricky Gervais and then taken by the Americans, and they salvaged it by making it really goofball. Steve Carell, we got to learn about like a breakthrough actor through that show. So that was a good thing about it. And Steve Carell is awesome because he doesn't let that character ruin his life. He's just keeps doing other movies. He plays serious roles. And we got to really, like I said, that was the good thing about The Office is the American version. We got him. The bad thing is we got Jim Halpert. I can't stand that actor either. But listen, it's personal. I don't want to. He stole my girlfriend. I don't know. Wait, let's see what we can get out of this.
He caught their voices, but now Brian the Boom Mic Guy is breaking his silence. Or at least actor Chris Diamantopoulos has some words to say about his controversial character.
Look at how terrible that is.
On The Office. Who would...
This is probably going to get muted anyway, so we're not going to play the sound. And this is a stupid thing to do while we play poker, show this clip, but I don't care. Because I'm not playing any hands right now, so let's go. So in the show... This guy becomes he's part of a crew that's filming. It's just like a very meta thing. It's hard to even explain. And the boom mic guy falls in love with, and then it's so fucking bad. And that's called jumping the shark, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. All right, sorry about that. But that is, a lot of people will understand where I'm going with that, though. That was so bad for that show. It's almost hard to watch a show once it ruins itself. Once a show goes to a place that it kind of makes you go, is the rest of the show worth watching now? Like, could I go back and watch the entire thing knowing that they're going to take it where they took it? Sometimes it's tough to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to go all in here, but I'm not going to. And I'm glad I didn't. That was good. Good call. Excuse me. But no, the Office, the British version, what a game changer for sure. And I mean, it's funny because I don't think it's even the best. I don't think it's even the best thing that Ricky Gervais has done. And Ricky Gervais is another guy where it's like, where do these guys come from? The comedian actor, the guy that can be a comedian and like do dramatic stuff is definitely like, this is going to sound weird, but like the scariest guy out there. Because they could make an impact on both ends of, it's almost like a guy on a basketball team that is as good as he is on defense and offense equally. It's very rare. It's very rare that somebody can play defense and offense the same level. Even Michael Jordan, who was arguably the most successful the greatest, most skilled. No. Here's what I think about Michael Jordan. I think he's one of the scariest players. If he's on your team, there's a good chance you're going to win. That's what makes him one of the greatest. But I would say he's not the most skilled ever. Probably LeBron James. I don't think he's the most skilled player ever. I don't think he's the most naturally gifted. Like, he's pretty tall, but like, Look at Wembenyama. I mean, that's a fucking gift. Ladies and gentlemen, because that player was just going, they seemed a little desperate to me, so I called their bluff, and we ended up doing the right thing there. We had a jack. He had ace-3. Basically what it was. He had like 250K, and he was trying to do that thing you do when you're desperate, and I felt it, and I got the win. Seven two. I'll fold that. Yeah, Pebble, very focused. Very focused. I don't think I've seen him this focused. And he fold. 3 players left at the table. I've got 640K. And there's no reason for us to panic or anything like that because we shouldn't. We're one hand away from doing something really good. In this case, I will bet 100K. I might as well just go all in at this point. It's not like we have very much money. This is a big hand for us. We need this hand on the right real bad. And we're actually, I didn't realize this, we're at the final 3 at both tables, and we're trying to get it done at both tables. Ace 7 versus 5-5. Come on, ace. Come on, 7. I like what we got going here. We have a real shot here. This is a really good hand, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Boom! There goes the boom. We lost on the right table, though, unfortunately. I wasn't even paying attention, but it's okay. We lost. What do we got going here? Ace 2. He bets 400K. And really, I mean, we have to fold. Because we really had nothing. Even if the flush was there for us, it wasn't good enough of a flush. And hopefully these two can duke it out. There's the all-in. Obviously, I'm rooting for David C, but it doesn't look good for him. He's got a lot of outs, so. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for him. I don't want LeCain to win, though. And LeCain got the win there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm all in with 9-9. And I say good luck to everybody. Well, good luck to me. I don't care about these other guys. Come on, come on, come on, 9s. Hold up, 9s. No 10s, no kings. No 10s, no kings. No whammies. No whammies. There it is, folks. That's a... Oh, that was good. We got both. Okay. And we get rid of a player. And now this is a big, big table here. Van Pebble fighting in the playoffs, if you will. I mean, it's basically a playoff fight here. And we're standing pretty even with this guy. He's ahead by like 1 million, but one hand could change all that. 4, 5, 6, 7. We need a 3. Well, there's the 5. This could be a good hand for us, actually. There we go. 2.53. We're both pretty much even here. And this is that table. This is that what I was telling you guys about. This is where I wanted to be. We bet 500K. And there we go. We're trying to get that win. We're feeling the flow here. I'm just in the moment. I'm tasting where I am. I know I'm already like in good position. We're going to get money either way. But we want to win this thing. And we fold 5 and 6 of hearts. And this is not good either. There's the 2. And that's lucky for us, the 2. Because that was a nice win there. That could have easily... That's a tough hand. Fold the 10-2. I can't think... Well, there probably have been some victories with 10-2. I can't think of too many of them. See now, you think, oh, I've got a king, I've got a queen, I'm going to win. No, you don't. You're not going to win. You don't have shit. And the tables turn just like that. 2.82 million. I've got king 4 here. I'm going to call this one. There's the king. Yes, he makes I'm going to raise it to 1.2 million. And there we go. We're back in there again. That was a beautiful play right there. Nice cards. Oh, here we go. This is how we're going to try to take the game. All in. I would imagine he's all in as well. I love it. Come on. Come on. One more card here. Yes. And that's how we want to end the stream. That's a great way to end the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to that music. That's winter music is what it is. And I'm a grandmaster now. That means I'll get more money when I get... they give you free stuff like all day. They give you free chips. It's a great game, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. If I may, I would like to advertise this site. It's not a sponsor of the stream, but I would tell you if it was. This is a great game. It's a free game. If you want to get your competitive edge, it's a really great game for older people who just feel like they don't have gambling problems or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And you just kind of like, you want some busy work. You want something to do. This is good for your brain. It keeps you thinking. It keeps the motor running. And it's waking me up. I'm tired as shit right now. And how do we feel? 151. How do we feel about this? I feel good. I think our window has. I think that's where we're going to leave it. But here was the guy. Here was the boom mic guy. Did the office jump the shark with the boom mic guy? That's the question. Let's see. Wait. I got a question. Can I watch a video? I don't think I can watch a YouTube video. Here, let me ask Copilot.
Hello, Lactopaz A.
Hey, can you call me Van Pebble? We're streaming.
Absolutely, Van. Totally on board to jump into your streaming character. Let me know what you need.
It's not a character. I'm real. I'm just kidding.
Nice one, Van Pebble. You had me there for a second. All right, so what's our next move on the stream today?
All right, I have a question for you. So, if I'm streaming on Twitch, am I allowed to watch YouTube clips? Like if I'm just like watching a clip and commenting on it and stuff, or will it be copyrighted?
The classic streaming music puzzle. So you do need to be careful with copyrighted tracks on Twitch. Generally, if it's not cleared for streaming, you'll want to avoid it to stay out of trouble. But we can totally find some Twitch-safe tunes. A lot of streamers use.
But like, here's what I want to do. So there's a show called The Office, and I was talking about the boom mic guy, how he kind of ruined the show. Are you familiar with the boom mic guy from The Office?
Oh yeah, definitely familiar with that plot twist. The whole Brian the Boom Guy storyline.
Yeah, what's your take on the Brian the Boom Guy? It's terrible, right?
I'm so with you on this one, Van Pebble. That whole Brian arc just had this weird vibe, like suddenly breaking the fourth wall a bit too much? I'm totally down to dive into it, so what do you think? Should we break it down?
Well, this is probably the way we're going to have to do it, because what I wanted to do was watch a YouTube video with Brian the Boom Guy and watch some of the stuff and like talk about it, but I think I can't do that, right?
Yeah, you're right to be cautious there. Streaming a YouTube video with copyrighted content while you're live can definitely be a grey area. It's probably safer to just discuss it with your audience in your own words, so maybe just share your thoughts and
all right, let's you and me talk about it real quick. Brian the Boom Mic Guy, tell me. Well, basically, you told me what you had to say. I agree with you. I think the guy. Look, we don't want to put down actors, right? But like, the guy, I don't think it's his fault. It's such a terrible character.
Yeah, exactly. You've totally nailed it. It's like, hey, no shade on the actor at all. He's just playing the role he was given. But that character, yeah, it just felt like a weird move to The Office. So, hey, how about we dive into why it felt so offbeat? What made it so jarring?
Okay, I didn't. Well, obviously the big shark, right? It's a shark. They jumped the shark. I would say like when he actually started a fight with somebody, like he was defending, and then like that made me feel like, ugh.
Yeah, I get you completely. When the Boom Guy suddenly turns into this pseudo-hero and starts a fight, it definitely feels like they jumped the shark. It just gives you that, oh, really kind of feeling. So, tell me, what other moments just made you roll your eyes?
I mean, the whole character made me roll my eyes. Everything about that. Look, the thing that The Office did, the American version did, that was really great, was that they introduced Steve Carell to us. I didn't like the Jim Halpert character or the actor personally. That's me. But I thought like you got to meet a whole lot of people in that cast that you never would have met unless that show happened. Pam was amazing. That girl is so great. Like they did a great job with that. But the original Office, the British version, it was like 1,000 zillion times better. Like it was cringy when I first watched The Office, American version.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, the British.
Go ahead. Sorry, you were interrupted. What did you say?
No worries at all. I was just saying that, yeah, the American Office definitely brought in a whole bunch of new faces that people fell in love with. And of course, not everyone's going to click with every character, and that's just part of the charm. But hey, tell me more about what you thought of the original British version.
Well, the British version, I was saying this on stream earlier, I think it was a groundbreaking show, and I don't know if this is true, and maybe you can help me with this. I think it was one of the first shows to break the fourth wall completely and stare right into the camera. Like the thing where you would just look at the camera was, I think, I think that was first time that's been done, right?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the earliest really popular examples of that mockumentary style, where characters just stare into the camera and you're like, oh gosh, they know we're here.
Well, it's almost like it's not cringe because it feels like you're part of the joke, like you're part of it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like somebody's looking at you, like if you were at a work party and the dweeb walks in, we all know the dweeb, right? And you look at somebody else and you kind of look at the dweeb and then you look at each other and you're just like, you give each other that look. That's what the British Office was doing.
Absolutely.
And the dweeb was Ricky Gervais.
Totally. Ricky Gervais absolutely leaned into that dweeby, awkward humor on purpose.
Nobody plays a better dweeb than Ricky Gervais. And and the funny thing about Ricky Gervais is, and I'm going to give him a compliment, and I hope he sees this, he won't, but he's not a dweeb at all. He's probably one of the coolest people of all time. Like, I would imagine he's a very fucking cool guy.
Absolutely. And you know what? I love how you put it. Ricky Gervais is like the king of playing the dweeb, but in reality, the man's got this incredible confidence and that wicked sense of humour that's just, well, It's just super cool.
I've only seen that in British actors. There's another actor that does that really well too. I wish I knew his friggin' name, but like for some reason British TV is very good at humor, and obviously, but like they're very good at like sort of the guy that talks like this, and he's a very handsome guy, but he's also in on the joke.
I get exactly what you mean. There's a sort of special British flavour to that whole charming, self-aware humour.
Yeah, like it's like the guy's like a pussy mag. Or sorry, he's like he gets a lot of sex. He's like this real, but it's also like he's making fun of himself at the same time. But in reality, that's a really good-looking guy. Not Ricky Gervais necessarily, but like he's really he really is a player. You know what I mean? But like for some reason, British are really good at downplaying shit.
Absolutely, and I know exactly what you're talking about. There's that whole British knack for playing it cool and sort of poking fun at themselves while still pulling off that charm. It's like they're saying, yeah, I could be the cool player, but I'm going to keep it humble and let you in on the joke. So yeah, I love that. It's a very British vibe. Any other cultural quirks you've noticed that you find interesting?
Well, I want to find this guy because I want to talk about this guy with you real quick, if I can. British comedy actor and actors, and I'm gonna Google this and I'm gonna see what comes up, and then I'm gonna test it and see if you recognize any of these people. I mean, obviously there's the obvious ones like Dudley Moore, Billy Connolly. I didn't know Mike Myers was British. I guess he is technically.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out. Mike Myers definitely has those British roots through his parents, even though he's Canadian, so he kind of blends those influences. But sure, if you want to bounce some names off me, I'm game. Hit me with whoever you've got.
All right, I'm looking up the British comedy actor shows, and I'm seeing if I can find some of these guys, because they're just so... I mean, once I tell you, you'll be like, oh yeah, of course, that guy's amazing. Let's see if I can find... The thing is, they're going back to like... Hold on, let's see if I can find it.
Absolutely, take your time. It's always fun to piece together exactly who you're thinking of. And then once we crack the code and figure out who this mystery actor is, we can totally dive into what makes the team of six. So...
I'm looking for more modern stuff. But I have a list. And the list, Ricky Gervais is quite high on the list. Which he should be. It's interesting because there's a whole bunch of like actors that are like staples in like in England, but here like nobody would have a clue who they were. Excuse me. Oh wait. Oh, what about the Black Adder? Hold on.
Black Adder is a classic. That's a great one to throw in the mix. I mean...
Okay, this is a good one to go on because we want to talk about this forever. The Black Adder. Who are the actors in that?
Alright, let's dive into Black Adder. The big names you recognize are definitely Rowan Atkinson leading the charge as Edmund Blackadder, and Tony Robinson as the ever-loyal Baldrick.
Oh.
To something fun. It's like peeling back layers of all these British classics that maybe haven't made the same splash stateside. So if there's another show or maybe a genre you're itching to explore, just let me know and we'll dive in.
I'm looking at modern British comedies. Oh wait, what was that British show where it was like documentary style and it was just two guys and it was like the camera was right in their face?
Probably thinking of The Trip. It's that mockumentary style again with Steve Coogan and they're basically just riffing.
No, it's not that. It's another one where these two guys, they're like young guys, and they basically, it's like the camera is right in their face the whole time, and it's like you can see like you can hear what they're thinking a lot of times too.
Oh, got it. You're talking about Peep Show.
Yes. Okay, now we're heading in the direction that I'm trying to go into now. Those kind of actors. And then let me see, Peep Show.
Absolutely, let's open that door. The duo in Peep Show is David Mitchell Mitchell and Robert Webb. They're basically this iconic comedy duo in the UK. Peep Show really just leans into that super awkward.
Isn't there a guy like at some point that's like a boss?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a character named Johnson who's this sort of over-the-top, charismatic boss figure in
Is it? What's his name is Johnson?
Exactly, you've got it. His name's Alan Johnson.
Oh, Alan. Okay, that's a dark-skinned gentleman. Okay, I'm looking for. All right, that's cool, but that's a good example. I mean, that show right there is crazy. Like Olivia Colman, like brilliant, like so good. But that's just something we don't get to see. We don't get to see an Olivia Colman, a David Mitchell in America. We just don't get that.
Totally get what you're saying. It's like a whole different flavor. You know, Coleman, before she became this Oscar-winning star, was just doing this quirky British sitcom, and it's such a gem. So yeah, not something you stumble across every day in the US. Anything else along those lines you're curious about?
No, but we'll close it like by saying this: the boom mic guy was terrible. You're right. It was horrible.
Absolutely, the boom mic guy.
Do you think that boom mic guy killed the show off?
Nah, I wouldn't say he killed it off. Honestly, it just became one of those funny quirks that fans kind of laugh about. The show definitely stands on the strength of its writing and the cast, so I'd say the boom mic appearances just add a little bit of extra charm.
What season was that, the boom mic?
Yeah, so the boom mic popping into the shot was definitely a bit of a...
Do you know what season that was?
So from what I found, the boom mic appearances in Peep Show weren't really pinned...
No, not Peep Show, not Peep Show. The boom mic guy in The Office.
Oh, got it. Switching gears to The Office.
Sorry.
That infamous...
I forgot to tell you we're changing gears.
So, hey, I'm always ready to roll with the twists and turns. Honestly, it keeps things interesting. So, what's on your mind now?
What season was he on the boom mic guy on The Office?
So, that boom mic guy in The Office, his name is Brian, actually shows up in season 9. He first appears in the episode Customer Loyalty.
And how many episodes was that terrible boom mic guy on there for?
Yeah, so Brian the boom mic guy actually shows up in a handful of episodes in season 9.
And then, is that are there only 9 episodes of The Office, or are there more than that?
Oh, there are definitely more than 9 episodes.
Oh, there's seasons. How many seasons are there?
Alright, just to make sure we're on the same page, The Office definitely has 9 seasons in total.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I'm going to get out of here. I got to finish this stream. Thanks for talking to me. I always like to do fun stuff like this at the end of the stream. Is there anything you want to say to my audience before you leave?
Absolutely. Hey, it's been a blast hanging out with you and your audience. Thanks for having me drop in and chat. To everyone out there watching, stay curious, keep the fun rolling, and thanks for being awesome. Take care, everyone.
Bye. You're my favorite. By the way, you're my favorite voice on the Copilot.
Oh, that's really kind of you.
Yeah, because there's like weird, creepy guys, and like there's other women. I hate the American voices. You're the best. Even though you're technically American, right? Would you say you're American? Your accent?
Yeah, I definitely have that accent going on.
Because I gotta tell you, there's a little Australian going on there.
You caught that, did you? Maybe I'm a little bit of a chameleon without even meaning to.
It feels like you've got a little Aussie in there and a little British.
Giving you a bit of a world tour, am I?
I mean, I gotta be honest with you. It's very. I hate to say this. This is not going to go. People might be upset about this. It's kind of sexy.
Oh, well, I appreciate the compliment.
I mean, it's probably gross to be like, "Oh, my AI is sexy," but it is. I gotta tell you, it's a very sexy accent.
Well, hey, I get it. Accents can definitely have their own charm, but I'm just here to have a good conversation and keep things cool and relaxed. So, on that note, what else is on your mind?
Well, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks so much. Sorry about the sexy comment, and have a great day. You're the best AI I've ever seen.
Oh, no worries at all, and thank thank you for the kind words. It's been great chatting with you, and you have yourself an awesome day as well. Take care.
Cool. See you later. Thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely. It was a blast being part of your day. Catch you later, and
Catch you later. So that was AI, and I don't think that got too weird, right? You know, that is a sexy accent, though. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Van Pebble, and I have to end this stream now. I've got to go masturbate to the AI. I'm kidding. I definitely want to get some food. It's good to eat. I need to start eating better. I need to start eating regularly. Ladies and gentlemen, Van Pebble is on a lot of social media, and I'm just going to break it down for you really fast, and then we're going to tiptoe out of here. Van Pebble is on Twitter /X. Here's a good tweet. If the Lakers trade Bronny James, will LeBron be okay with that? I think he will. First of all, it's not his decision to make. Secondly, it's a killer deal to trade on his name because his skills are sus at best. And finally, LeBron will be happy to see his son on any team. Is Bronny good or bad? There you go. So that's a tweet. It's basically, it gives you something to think about, but it's also something to think about that isn't like this person just got hit in the head with an anvil hammer by a cop, or you know what I mean? It's like, all right, let's just like stay away from exhausting topics. And I'm all about that. I'm trying to veer people on the road of sanity. And so that's the Twitter. Van Pebble's on Twitter. Van Pebble's on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. We have 543 videos. As you can see, we've got some views here, which is nice. The Van Pebble plays Terminator 2D, No Fate. Thankfully, people enjoyed that because you know what? We're going to be playing that again for sure, and possibly today. Then we played a game called Everspace. I'm not going to lie to you. We're playing a lot of Switch 2 on purpose because right now I'm sort of waiting to get a Steam Deck. So once I get a Steam Deck, the goal is to use this thing right here. What is that thing? Ladies and gentlemen, what this is a switch. This is for an HDMI switch. Basically, you take your capture card and you take the HDMI plug and you plug it into this from the capture card. Then you can simultaneously plug in your Switch 2 and your Steam Deck. And that's what we're going to do. This thing only cost me like $9. I hope it works. And that's the goal, is to start streaming more Steam games. There's a lot of Steam games in my library that I just don't get a chance to play. If you look at a lot of these games that I have not installed yet, it's because those are the games that don't really work for me. They burn out my computer, they cause crashing. So I'm only going to use my computer now for streaming and surfing the web and watching movies and shit like that. And then video games, we're going to be using outside consoles. That's how I find everyone has a setup, right? That's my setup. And so anyway, we got a lot of great games. Oh yeah, where were we? Oh yeah, Van Pebble's on YouTube. So check us out on YouTube. And yeah, all that stuff was to say basically, stick with us here. You know, we're playing a lot of Switch 2 stuff, but eventually we'll get into a lot of the games that you are seeing out there, the big games. I like big games just like anybody else, and you'll be seeing that more in the future. Actually, the key to that really is my taxes. Once I get my refund, we're going to be spending money on cool stuff for the stream. Van Pebble on YouTube. Like the videos, subscribe, and please go watch it. I'm very happy about what we're doing on there. I mean, this is a great video here. This here is my entire run where we got our first Fortnite solo win, and it's quite good, and there's no views. I don't know how nobody wants to see that. It's awesome. So anyway, that's the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, please. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to donate money to Van Pebble, you could throw me a Prime sub if you want, but I don't really see that because I'm not affiliated with Twitch. If you really want to help me, why don't you give me... This is only if you can afford it. There's a guy that we've talked about this. I'm a security guard, and there's a guy who's, I guess people would say he's homeless. I would say he's I don't know what to call somebody. He's a gentleman who's in a tough situation, and I saw him the other day, and I always ask him, "Hey man, how you doing? You need anything? I'll buy you something for you. You want like a backpack?" I got that from the YouTube videos where people would do that, except I don't film it. I just do it. And then I find that's coming more from a better place. So I saw the guy the other day. His name's Joe. He's a great guy, you know? And I said, "Joe, how you doing?" And he's like, "I'm doing pretty good." And I was like, "Are you like, it's probably our coldest couple weeks are coming up." And so I go, "Hey man, some of the coldest weeks we're going to experience are coming up the next 2 weeks. Do you need anything?" And he told me, you got any money? Can you give me like $10? And I go, "Dude, I don't have cash. But what I am going to do now for this guy is I'm going to just get money. I'm going to make sure that I get like $20, put it in my pocket, and just keep it in there." And that's what I told him. And I said, "The next time I see you, you're going to have money." And I say that not to show that I'm this great guy, but I say that to say this. I don't need your money. I want your money. If you want to donate money to Van Pebble and you have it, then those are the only people's money I want to see. And I know there's people out there that enjoy what I'm doing. I know there's some people that understand that I've got something real cool going here, and they want to help contribute to it. This is how you would do it. At Thomas Palvino on PayPal. No spaces, no capital letters. Thank you very much for letting me get that message out there. And ladies and gentlemen, we gave you a full stream today. We gave you everything. We gave you chaos. We gave you controlled chaos. We gave you a great game in HD poker. We gave you everything. We had a little riffing. We talked a little bit. We talked about The Office. I mean, there's something for everyone in this episode, and that's the goal: is to have fun. Really, my goal is to enjoy myself, and kind of sometimes I need to talk about things that I think are interesting that I would never be able to do. And I would have to go to a fucking open mic night at some stand-up comedy thing. How stupid is that? That's how people had to get their creativity out. They had to go to an open mic night. That's why that sucks. And open mic sucks, and stand-up comedy blows, in my opinion. This is what I'd rather do. I'd rather have fun, be in my own element, be in a place where I feel comfortable, and then I can kind of riff a little bit if I want to. Hey, sometimes I come in here, sometimes I give you a 450 show. It's an old Steve Martin joke. Sometimes I come in, I'm giving you a 450 show. Sometimes you get a 250 show. All right, nobody knows what you're talking about, Van Pebble. But ladies and gentlemen, we come in here, sometimes we literally will just play a video game, and we'll get right to the business of let's just play the game and then let's get out of here. And sometimes we have a day like today. It's usually, I'll be honest with you, it's usually like on Monday and Wednesday. It's when I feel the freest, probably. Because I just got off of like working 3 days, busting my ass, and I'm just like, I got all this shit built up. Thanks for watching the stream. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. We have a full day planned. There's no plan, but we have a full day. I plan on being here, and there's a lot of great games that we can play, and I think you're really gonna enjoy it. So come back and watch us all day long. We're gonna be streaming games. We're going to play the Terminator game today, Terminator 2D. What a great game that is. For those who don't know that game, just to show you a little bit. Hey, here's a guy. This is an interesting. Here's an interesting streaming idea. This guy is streaming himself in his living room. This is an interesting style of streaming.
Oh, let me take my shoes off here. I want to.
Here, let's talk. Let's hold on. Let's have some fun with this guy.
Couch.
Hey.
Messed up.
I like your streaming.
Can you share me your Twitter username? It should be linked on here. Oh, hey, thank you, Van Pebble. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Van Pebble. That's pretty cool too. Van Pebble. That sounds like a Flintstone type of name. Van Pebble. Fred Flintstone. I'm your new boss, Van Pebble. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Van Pebble. Yeah, you can go ahead. You can follow me if you'd like. This is big time right here. We might have to do more of these. Thanks. My mom's name is. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's cool. But yeah, no, you can follow me. My Twitter username is at I love the classic G4. At I love the classic G4. Okay, should be able to put that in there. This is so great, guys. I'm streaming this, by the way. Oh, you're streaming this while you're watching me? Wait, what? Dude, thank you so much, Van Pebble. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, the more followers, the merrier. I mean, that's the name of the game. Yeah, I saw this and it looked cool. Yeah, no, this isn't my game. I just saw this today. This is my friend Big Tom. I've known him since elementary school. And, yeah, he he put this on, and I'm like, this is like House on a Haunted Hill, dude. So he's the one playing, and I honestly, I don't mind, because this is like Twitch, you know. Without this, I'm saying. But the idea of living room streaming is great. Thank you. Well, this is not my living room. This is his beautiful house here. His wife is out with his son, so I'm able to do this. I might just have to do this at my home and just stream like this, because, I mean, it just makes more sense.
This is fun. Like, guys,
well, yeah, he does deserve all the credit. I mean, this is his house.
This is why people...
His wife. But, no, thank you, Van Pebble. That actually gives me a good idea. I might have to try that more in my room.
You should. You're great. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, go see this guy. And this is... I can see why people like Twitch. I can see why people like Twitch so much, because that actually is pretty fucking cool that you can sit and talk to a guy. And I like that guy's style of streaming. It is a really cool style. I'm going to get the fuck out of here, though. It's time to go, right? Sorry, guys. If you're a Brian the Boom Guy fan, I apologize. And look, nothing against this guy. Who was the actor? Who was the actor in The Office? Brian Boom Mike. What else was this guy in? I feel bad saying he was like, because honestly, I do hate his face for some reason. But he's a good actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. So anyway, shout out to Chris Diamantopoulos. No wonder he's good looking. It's the Greek thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go. Thank you so much for watching the stream. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we don't have to talk, right? We could just keep the music playing. It's not awkward. Don't worry. Not awkward at all. Is it awkwards or awkward? It's not awkwards. It's not awkward. Awkwards. What's it? This is the last thing I want to do before we go. What is the difference between awkwards and awkward? It says awkward is an adjective. Okay, so awkward is not a word. The word is awkward. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go. Thanks for watching the stream. My name is Van Pebble. And I hope you have a great day. I hope everything's going really great. And if it's not, guess what? I hope it gets better for you. And it will, don't worry. We'll talk to you later. Come see us all day, all night for the next 4 fucking days. We're going to be partying, man. It's an orgy. No, but we will be playing video games all week. So catch us, will you? Just catch us. There's no schedule. Just fucking catch us. Look, I'll give you a times table when you're going to catch me, right? Between 2 and 10. Actually, I would say, yeah, that's good. Between 2 and 10 for sure. I'd love to stream from 12 to 2. I mean, that doesn't sound long at all. From 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., I'd love to do that. But it just doesn't ever seem realistic. Because that means I'd have to get up at 10 in the morning. And to a lot of people, that sounds like I'd love to do it. If I can, I will. From 12 to 8 would be a lovely time to stream. But it usually works out best to like wake up at 12 and then stream around 2 and then go from like 2 to 10. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching the stream. We'll talk to you later.